Hey, what's up, everyone? I see many people tune in here already, so grab your friends also and make sure you in this space at the end and like and retweet this space also. And we will start the AMA shortly. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, so I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Excited to be here.
All right, all right. Great to have you here with us. And shall we start?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, all right. So, hey everyone, good morning, good noon, and good evening from wherever you're joining us. This is Lovely, and I'll be hosting today's space. We are doing Space with Sai Network. Today we're gonna talking about all the stuff they have been working on. And one more thing, make sure you're in this space at the end, because we will giving away some of the rewards to you and ask good question and stick around. So, could you please introduce yourself and about the project and some key highlight about the project?
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I can give a quick background on myself and then like a high level overview on Say. I have been in the DeFi and crypto space for pretty much the past 3 years, working primarily as a growth lead. I started my career joining a founding team on Solana, where we were building cross-chain infrastructure. I served as the head of marketing and growth for that team. And then I went on to join Trader Joe and helped with the go-to-market strategies for the multi-chain expansion efforts of the DEX. And now I'm a part of Say Labs growth team where I'm mainly responsible for ecosystem growth. A lot of what I do is, hop on the phone with founders, ecosystem projects, and community members and KOLs to try to see how we can essentially further empower their growth and success within the ecosystem. And yeah, I mean, it's been a great journey so far. Quick, high level overview on Say. So Say is a open source, general purpose layer one blockchain built from the ground up, specifically for trading digital assets. This encompasses a broad range of trading activities, including, like the traditional token and like DeFi activities, but also, NFTs, real world assets, gaming tokens, and like, social likeness, things around that. So really across like all the different pillars of Web3. And and yeah, it's really designed to offer the best infrastructure for all exchange applications, optimizing every layer of the stack to meet the unique demands of modern trading. For those that don't know, also Say is heading into our mainnet launch next week, so it's a very exciting time for us. And I'm super pumped to be here to share a little bit more about Say and to connect with your community.
So nice, so good, and you have a very rich academic background as well. Glad to hear that. Thank you for the brief intro. So, can you explain like the story of how Say got started?
So
Oh,
yeah, the origins of Say date back to around 2021 when our co-founders Jay and Jeff started their journey to create a decentralized exchange. Essentially, when they were like surveying different ecosystems, they encountered significant scalability challenges, kind of inherent in existing blockchain infrastructure, and they spurred the realization to seek a more optimal solution when it comes to infrastructure to build decentralized applications. This venture kind of organically transformed into the creation of Say. Um, an open source general purpose layer one blockchain, like I mentioned, optimized for trading and the exchange of a wide array of digital assets. Say aims to offer the best infrastructure, combining the benefits of decentralization with user experience that rivals that of Web2.
beautiful, beautiful, and great story, must say. So, let's jump on to the another question. Let's talk about the digital assets. You describe Say as being optimized for trading and the exchange of digital assets. So, what optimized for just that use cases?
Yeah, great question. So when we're optimizing for like that use case, I think it's like the way of thinking about it is that the exchange of assets is the most fundamental use case for blockchains. So whether it's tokens, NFTs, or in-game assets, the exchange function is vital to the user experience. And by focusing on optimizing for this use case, we ensure that Say can deliver a superior platform, a superior performance for these core functions, leading to a more efficient and seamless trading experience, essentially.
Thanks for answering. Can you tell us the vision for Sai and what happened if you are successful?
Yeah, definitely. Another great question. So, like thinking about where like trading is heading and thinking about like the vision for say, like our vision is really to establish say as like the default layer one platform for all on-chain trading, across like all the different pillars of Web3. And, thinking about this, like in success, any trading application, be, a DeFi DEX, an NFT marketplace, or a gaming DEX will operate better on Say versus any other layer one that you can find, thanks to our, specialized optimizations. If Say is successful, the trade-off of being decentralized will no longer exist, like the trilemma, and dexes and trading apps can operate nearly exactly like Web2 products in terms of like user experience and trading experience, while also benefiting from the decentralization that comes with Web3 tech.
So as you told us, like Sai as a layer one. Why did you decide to build Sai as a layer one, not a layer two?
Yeah, excellent question. When thinking about building, say, as a layer one or layer two, like our tech team, our developers, and our leadership team thought that like building, say, as a layer one allows us to effectively address the unique requirements of exchange applications concerning like speed, throughput, reliability, and front running. So, unlike layer two solutions, which are built on top of existing networks, a dedicated layer one blockchain provides the freedom to construct, an optimized environment for trading from the ground up.
So can you explain like how did you think about design decisions and trade-offs as you were building Sai?
Yeah, another great question there. So, like, when building Say, we really prioritized and optimized for user experience of trading applications, kind of ensuring that trading can, be done quickly, efficiently, and securely. Given like all the unique requirements of exchange applications, we really had to strike that balance between scalability, decentralization, and capital efficiency, kind of to overcome that exchange dilemma. And the core design decisions were centered on the belief that the exchange of digital assets is the most fundamental use case for blockchain technology, and hence that needs to be our primary focus. It's to create an infrastructure that can support the high speed, high volume trading. Also thinking about how we incorporated things like front running prevention and automatic ordering bundling capabilities to really increase and optimize our throughput and overall user experience. Like the whole goal here is to offer our developers the best infrastructure so they can go out and build applications that have the best prices when it comes to trading, the best speeds, low gas fees, all of those things, and also surveying all the other different ecosystems and infrastructures and thinking about what's holding them back, trying to get to the root cause of what's holding back a certain L1 from being scalable or from having high throughput. Things like negative MEV attacks that are quite prevalent across like different ecosystems, and thinking about network stability, all of the things that we've kind of done a lot of research in, to just like fully understand like how can we optimize our infrastructure for our developers to come on and build awesome applications.
Wow, wow. Great answer, must say. Let's talk about the let's compare a few things. Like, how does that compare to other layer ones like Solana, Sui, and Aptos?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, like, when you think about Say compared to Solana, Aptos, and like Sui, the advantage that Say has is that we were able to kind of just survey like their launches and how their networks have handled certain, systems in place for, just like the tech stack essentially. So, like, going through all of the different kind of like optimizations that they have and trying to understand like how, how can Say kind of like further improve upon like what has worked and what needs improvements, and then like continuing to build on that front. I think the focus that Say has on that the fundamental use case is all about the exchange of digital assets. This allows Say to really like hone in on what's most important. And I think like it kind of aligns with what I was mentioning before about trying to get to the root cause of what's really holding back some of these networks. And when you look at like Ethereum or when you look at other layer twos that are trying to scale Ethereum, thinking about like what are the core things on the infrastructure layer that are really holding them back.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about like what some of the apps you are excited for coming to say.
Oh yeah, awesome. This is like one of my favorite questions. A lot of exciting apps across DeFi, NFTs, and gaming. I guess like starting on gaming, like I can't go without mentioning Tatami. Tatami's like Say's native gaming publisher, and they already have like released a bunch of really cool and exciting games that kind of pull a quick, cool twist, like combining a lot of like the, like loved Web 2 games. Kind of, I think the best way of describing it is just talking a little bit about Double Jump, which is their second game that just was released from the publisher, and super cool kind of Web3 version of Fallout, guys. You can trade uh, traits as NFTs, and it really like seems to align with kind of the vision that like the overall Web3 gaming community has on like taking what's really popular with Web2 games and having it leverage blockchain technology, and like for Tatami and Double Jump specifically, like having leveraging all that Say has to offer from the tech stack, and thinking about like, the reduced gas feeds and the overall speed of Say, it helps them provide a user experience and a gaming experience, better said, that's much more, similar to Web 2 games. It's not that such a frictionful process. It's much more seamless, and it's much more enjoyable at the end of the day. Like we play our games like on our free time, and we don't want to wait for like long loading screens or stuff like that. We want it to be a very seamless experience where you can also connect with other gamers. And I think that community aspect is something that they've been doing very well. On the DeFi front, we have a lot of exciting projects as well. Like Levon is one that I'm specifically excited about, which is kind of like a GMX style derivative exchange. So like, it's just like one of the most like I feel like for the past few years, it's been like one of the most like prevailing use cases across DeFi. One of the one that's gotten like the most attention and activity. So super excited for their potential. And then also Fusio. The Fusio team has like such strong UI. Fusio is like a predictions market. It's like a really kind of interactive and easy way to just like predict and bet on the price of like Bitcoin or Ethereum, some of those major tokens. Really was impressed with their UI, like super sleek, super easy to understand. And yeah, like those are like on the high level. I can go on and on, but go on to the next question.
Awesome, awesome. Even those are the great plans, and I'm excited too. Looking forward. Almost 600 plus listeners listen us. For our listeners, what's the best way to get involved with Say and keep up?
Yeah, great question. So, to just stay up to date with like say official news, it's always good to follow the official account, and also follow the foundation account with news coming out around mainnet and around the future airdrop that was confirmed yesterday actually. That's a good place to just be the first to know things. So follow those two accounts. Those are like your single source of truth for all like these big official announcements that will be coming out around mainnet and the airdrop. And then, follow me on Twitter. Like I'm always kind of sharing all of the different ecosystem projects, highlighting some of like the, amazing developers and amazing community members. Shout out to Bojack in this audience. I see he's one of our standout, community mods and community members, really helping build the ecosystem forward. And that's like something that like, we're really focused on. I'd say like we have our ambassador program Atlantis, which is really all about just empowering the people to grow within the ecosystem. It's not even just about like growing the community, but also growing personally, trying to like continue to develop your skills and connect with like-minded individuals. So yeah, I think those three things would probably be best. And I'll just recap: follow the Say official accounts, follow me for Say news and exciting initiatives, and then join our Discord, connect with Bojack, and you can get more information on the Atlantis Ambassador Program there as well.
Awesome, awesome, great answer. And to the all listeners, please follow, join the Say Network social media links, whether it is on Discord, Twitter, and please follow our guest also. Support them, please. So thank you so much, Saad, for these concise answers. And it's time to start our second segment, which is the live audience. So are you ready to interact with our listeners?
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it.
That's great. That's great. So now we have up your Punk. Please unmute yourself and ask a question, buddy.
Hello. Hey, Philip. Can you tell us decentralized aspect of Say network? Like, what's make Say network a true decentralized network? Like, how widely distributed is your node validator?
Yeah, great question. So, our validator network is like very globally distributed and diversified, I guess. So, in that front, like quite decentralized, really focusing on like, bringing the decentralized kind of nature of what we do in a secure and also like optimized way. So yeah, to like quickly answer that, the validators are like globally distributed all around the world.
Okay, and to become a node validator for Say network, how much token do I need to hold to run a node?
Yeah, that would be a good question. You can hop on the Discord, and someone can like better suited to answer that question can help you understand the process a little bit. So just join the Discord, and you can um, you know ask your questions there.
Yeah, thank you. I will definitely check.
All right, thank you, Punk. Hope you got your answer. Next, we have up your Crypto Vinci. Please unmute yourself and ask a question, buddy.
Okay, am I audible enough?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead, ask a question, buddy.
Okay. Thank you very, very much for the opportunity. Lovely. My question about C network. Looking at other network, what competitive advantage do you have over on other network? Why must you encourage developers to build on your network? Thank you.
Yeah, I guess to make sure I understood your question correctly, you're saying how do we encourage developers to build on the network? Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So, one of our main focuses, I'd say, is like really like having consistent and frequent like relationship and communication with our devs. So we have a lot of like systems and resources in place to empower and support our developers. We also have the ecosystem fund, which has been out for a few months, 120 mil. That is also like a great way to try to attract new people to the ecosystem. And I think we really look for like long-term kind of like dedication and relationships with a lot of our developers and ecosystem projects, all the ones that are building on our ecosystem now and have been like with Safe for some time now are like extremely dedicated to being like that Say native, like leaning into the ecosystem, like versus like maybe some other like developers that are just launch on like all the EVM compatible chains that there are. Say is a little bit more like I would say like Solana in the sense that like our developer community is very kind of committed and dedicated towards growing the ecosystem and growing the community together versus just like plugging and playing across like a bunch of different ecosystems.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Crypto Vinci. Next, we have up your Slay. Slay, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yeah, hello. I want to ask,
Slay.
I want to ask, does your project comply with the relevant laws and regulations? And I want to ask, tell us more about the fee structure in your ecosystem.
Yeah, sorry, what was the last part of your question there?
Yeah, more about fee structure in ecosystem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. Um, so I mean, your first question, like, I guess it would depend on like we essentially comply by the regulatory rules across all of the different nations and countries that we operate in. So like, there will be like kind of unique nuances for certain countries that like we have to be very well aware of, and ensuring that we're practicing like well within the laws and regulations across all the ecosystems. So that's definitely like a resounding yes. And like the fee structure, I'm not sure if I have like too much insights into this. It might be a little bit more of like a technical, I like to bring on someone more technical, but I do know that Say has really optimized everything to be as like fast and cheap as possible. So thinking about Say is the fastest chain to finality with 300 milliseconds lower bound, and also has optimized to ensure that our fees are as low as they possibly can be. So yeah.
And where is your team based on?
Yeah, great question. So we actually have a very international team. We have members from all over the world, really, from Asia, Europe, United States, really everywhere. We have a very kind of diversified team, which I think helps us. We're geographically diversified, and we also are quite diversified in like the experiences that we've had. A lot of us are like quite like crypto native people. So I think like we've kind of taken a lot of the lessons that we've learned from building across different ecosystems. Like for me, like on Solana and Arbitrum, and then like we have a bunch of people from like BNB, Ethereum, like for pretty much like every chain that's been out there. Like we likely have one or multiple Say Lab team members that have operated within that ecosystem. So that's like really helped us a lot in like leveraging our past experiences to really build the best we can for our developers and community members.
Yeah, great. Thank you for answering my questions.
All right, thank you, Slee, for answering for a question. And yeah, and now we have up here Hot Pizza. Hot Pizza, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible enough. Go ahead, ask a question.
Yeah, sure. So my question is, what is your plan in the near future? Do you have any strategy to attract a new investor to your platform and keep them for a long time?
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of plans for the near future. As I mentioned before earlier on the call, we do have our mainnet launch happening next week, so that's super exciting. Also, like encourage everyone to follow the official accounts, the foundation accounts, turn on notifications because you will see a lot of exciting news and even community initiatives and ecosystem initiatives coming out. So overall, like really exciting time to join the Say community and ecosystem. From the growth side, I know we have a lot of different campaigns and initiatives that we've built, really thinking about how we can like further empower our community members. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the call, to grow and connect with people within the ecosystem, but also to grow on a personal level, thinking about, how can you further improve on some of the skills that you most care about, connecting with other like-minded individuals. That's kind of like what we're all about here. I'd say it's like empowering everyone that's involved within our ecosystem, whether you're a developer, whether you're a community member, or whether you're a first-time founder. It really doesn't matter. And that's like one thing that the Say Labs team really takes pride in is being very kind of like active and dedicated like publishers and partners with everyone in our ecosystem.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Hot Pizza. Next, we have up here Tokyo. Tokyo is the last speaker of today's AMA. Go ahead, ask a question, buddy.
Hello, Philip. So I couldn't help myself but just to ask, what are the what are the requirements for the retrospective airdrop? Are we going to the moon and there's any alpha for us, bro? Because the whole Twitter is buzzing because of Safe Foundation.
Yeah, of course. I'm, excited to hear that kind of the news has been spreading across like all of crypto Twitter. So when it comes to the airdrop, when it comes to mainnet launch, I know I mentioned this earlier in the call. It's really important to just like be wary and notice that there's really only one source of truth for any and all information regarding token or airdrops, and that will be to follow the foundation and official account. Any and all information that will be considered official will be released from one of those two accounts. And I know I've reiterated this a lot, but like there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of kind of like malicious actors out there. So it's super important that everyone like stays careful and that makes sure that they're only taking news and taking information from those two accounts, which you can see like next to my name, you can see like the official Say like banner or logo, and that's how you know that it's the official account. Because like some of these scammers will even like put the same name and change like one letter and have a blue check and a bunch of followers. So like just like really encourage everyone on the call to be a little extra careful when it comes to that. And, you know, join our Discord community. Everyone's kind of like jamming in there, connecting with one another, talking, speculating. It's always like a great place to, you know, connect with people and grow.
Cool.
All right, thank you, Tokyo. So yeah, thank you for answering the questions, and this would be the wrap up of today's AMA. If you have any question in future, check out their community. Drop those questions for them. They will definitely reply you as a guest say you can ask question in Discord and hang out there if you have any question in future. And we had a great Q&A session today. I'm gonna go and give Say Network team or Philip a chance to say last word or closing remark to the community. So hey sir, the mic is yours.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you know, first, thank you so much for having me. Super impressed with the amount of listeners here today. I see a lot of familiar names in the crowd as well. So, you know, my sincere, you know, gratitude for having me on and letting me share a little bit about Say. You know, for anyone interested in learning more, like, you know, like follow the Twitters, join the Discord, connect with community members, you know, connect with me, connect with leaders in our community like Bojack, follow some awesome NFT projects like I see in the crowd, Duck Club and Akira, like, you know, get familiar with the ecosystem. This is probably like the most exciting time to be a part of Say. And, you know, be on the lookout next week because we have huge news coming out. And yeah, you know, thanks so much for everyone for joining.
All right. So thank you so much to the whole team of Cyanet Network, and thank you so much to the all listeners also. See you next time. Bye bye. Have a great day.